With all the news leading up to the potential and most likely release of AirPower coming out this morning, if not, well, then whenever, hashtag #WherePower. Yeah, that's kind of the meme nowadays, is where's AirPower? Or apparently that's on every tech video, especially over here at Taylor's Tech, which is the main reason why I'm making this video this morning, because I feel that the industry and consumers actually need AirPower more than people actually know. And I'm going to use my own deductions and my own observations of Apple culture and the Apple consumer, the average consumer, to base these assumptions off of and give you my reasoning and my rationale as why we need AirPower. Good morning and thanks for swinging on by to see Kyle the phone guy. Good morning and thanks for swinging on by to see Kyle the phone guy. I simply just make some random observations, talk about some tech news every now and then, and today I just wanted to take some time to get this new setup going on and just actually talk about wireless charging and where AirPower sits into that niche as a whole. I've actually been using wireless chargers quite a bit since I got my S7 Edge is when I started getting into it. That's when they actually started. A lot of them were coming down in price. It was losing popularity. So for frame of reference, this was early 2017 when I had that phone. Obviously, every Galaxy since the S6 has had wireless charging. And I got my first wireless charger, and I was actually liked it a lot. I kept it right by my TV, so whenever I would play video games, I just set my phone there and let it charge and pick it up and go, send a random text or two, and it worked out quite well. I was quite impressed, and I continued that trend. I upgraded to a Galaxy S8, and eventually went over to the iPhones once they started doing wireless charging, and that's when you started seeing a surplus of wireless chargers. But one thing that I am cautiously concerned about, and I think that very many Apple consumers, the average consumers, especially after the battery scandal of last year, are concerned about battery health. If you're not quite sure what that means, is that that's essentially how fast your battery degrades and whether or not the charger you're using is actually damaging your battery more so than, say, the standard 5-watt charge brick that comes with your iPhone, which, as slow as it is probably the safest thing to charge your iPhone with. If I find any resources for that, I'll link them down below. There's lots of people that know way more about that than I do, but essentially it goes down to that. Obviously, safe, slow charge keeps the battery at good health, as well as good charging habits. Now, a lot of people are scared to really invest in a lot of these wireless chargers because you search on Amazon and you can find all kinds of third-party ones all day. Qi is a standard, so obviously I understand that they have to adhere to the same charging standards, but when it comes to voltages and output and fast charging versus slow charging, can the iPhone support fast wireless charging? How much? Yada yada. Does it come with a power brick? It starts to get a little confusing, and this is where the average consumer is most likely getting turned off of wireless charging as a whole, because if you're getting that 5-watt, the standard 5-watt Qi charging, it's actually a tad bit slower than the one that comes in the box, and most people are already upset enough that their iPhone charges slow as is. That's why a lot of people fall for these faster charging bricks, or they'll try to buy third party, or even they'll use their iPad charger because it actually charges at a little more decent rate. That's a video for another day. Charging on iPhones are horrible right now. So the average consumer wants to see something the average consumer would love to see something that Apple themselves endorses, that charges faster than normal, that actually is good for their device and just plain works. Kind of like their slogan, it just works. This is where AirPower can make some serious headway and make some serious converts to the wireless charging life, maybe even the portless life. So, obviously, being a huge fan of wireless charging, I would love to see a future where everywhere we go, if we're in stores or bars, we're already getting there, but having people start to adopt this and accept wireless charging as a whole would ultimately allow for more wireless chargers everywhere. Not to say that it makes those chargers any better. Obviously, the ones that get installed in your IKEA furniture charge your phone pretty freaking slow, but it's cool that it's there. And what this is leading to is, if people essentially start to trust wireless charging more, thanks to AirPower, because it's such a convenient and also premium solution from Apple, then we might see more people take the jump into the wireless lifestyle, hence furthering this wireless development. And that is probably Apple's plan overall. It would be a very Apple thing for them to do, to slowly convert everyone over, and in fact they probably wanted to do this way sooner. Obviously they planned on releasing AirPower with the iPhone X or sometime shortly after. That didn't happen. I'm not going to comment on that any more than people already have, but this would hopefully bring people to be more accepting of wireless charging standards and therefore embrace. And that's why I personally will, of course, not be buying AirPower, because it's ridiculously expensive, unless it comes out somewhere in the range of, $130. No, I wouldn't even buy it then. That's ridiculous. I've never spent more than $50 on a charger. And even that sounds really crazy out loud. Yes, so no, I will not be buying it. But for those that do, the early adopters or the only adopters, will be the ones that hopefully are the converts to the wireless lifestyle and can make and help further the tech industry as a whole. Because whether or not the tech tubers want to admit it or really see it, the average consumer is what brings the tech industry forward by their mass adoption. And currently, the average consumer, from my observations, are usually iPhone users, or a very close to majority are iPhone users. And now with the release of the iPhone XR, have wireless charging capabilities. So now they can all adopt into this lifestyle. Especially now, Apple obviously had a plan with the wireless charging AirPods. Getting the whole ecosystem together and ready to be wirelessly charged makes it such an easier way to hop into this wireless charging lifestyle. And I cannot wait. For the last 2 years, I've wanted nothing more than for the masses to adopt wireless charging. And that is why we need AirPower to bring this to the masses, or at least the very well endowed in the money section. I shouldn't really say endowed. You know what I mean, the very well fortunate. That's just my 2 cents on how AirPower can impact the industry as a whole. Sorry if it's a bit ranty. I don't necessarily plan these videos ahead of time. I just want to spout off the top of my head, but I really want to get a conversation going. So if anyone has any feedback, put it down in the comments section. Let me know as AirPower comes out. Let me know what you think of it. If it gets released, which I'm very certain it will. In fact, it might even be out by the time you watch this video. I'm working diligently to get this up before everything hits. So leave a comment down below what you think is going to happen, or how you feel about AirPower. And as it gets released, who knows, maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more. Stay subscribed if you want to hear my thoughts and opinions, or if you like this style. I like occasionally sitting down and making videos about a lot of my favorite tech, especially being Apple products. I'm kind of partial to those, but I like to talk about everything, gaming, tech, otherwise. So thank you for sticking around. I've been Kyle the Phone Guy. You've been great. Have a great morning, and happy Applemas.